Hello everybody, welcome to the stream. How you doing? It is nighttime and I am tired, but I'm still going. How are y'all? Okay. Just testing out some stuff here. Okay, mic works. Check 1, 2. And then music. I can't even hear my voice, so I don't even know why I do check 1, 2. See. Hopefully the music sounds okay. And it's not super loud. Let's see. Let me lower it a little bit. Like raise it up. Yeah, I think that's good. Okay. If anything, you hear the music kind of weird. Oh. Let's see. Okay, odd tune. Checking some stuff here real quick. Nope. 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 Okay. Okay, there's that. Now, what am I missing? Oh, I think you can have the reference up. Reference. Oh. Browse. Browse. Let's see. VTuber? There we go. Okay. GG. Now we're going. Oh god. I've been like super tired today because I've been like working on the computer, working on the website. Yeah, I'll probably show it later on the stream. Okay, so objective for today is going to be the hair. It's already a thing that scares me. So, let's see. I feel like doing the hair. Yeah, like one piece hair. I don't know. Because, again, I mentioned this before. Kinda, I think I'm gonna do it. Yeah, I'm gonna do a 3D hair. Honestly, fuck it. Because I wanted to do the whole change and everything, but I think the solution would be just to make the hair 3D. That's it. So let's do it. Let's see. Just checking some stuff. I think most of it, yeah, like most of it really is just gonna be, how should I say this? Painted on, so yeah. Let's go for it. Let's see. The last time we started off, you know, this is like a good way to like start with the hair. Just start by masking and drawing the, let me show you my, just masking the, like the hairline. And then extracting it, and then just like inflating a little bit, and there you got your hairline. So it can be like a nice base for when you're gonna work with the hair strands, just what we're gonna work with right now. I'm sorry if y'all hear like me very down. I'm just, I don't know. Just it's all been like the GIF making again, because I'm still trying to figure out how to make GIFs without Photoshop, and like literally, let me show you guys. Let me save real quick. Like, I know I didn't do it, but still want to save. So let's see. What was it gonna be? Yeah. Fix. Okay, and there we go. Edit site. Just loading the website. Honestly, Wix, not my favorite. Like, if there was the option to use another type of website maker thing, I would say, yeah, I would go for like something completely different. But oh well. And also, I have to like stretch this out. Hit preview. Here we go. Let me do real quick. Browser. Oh. So this is what I have so far. My website. This is the homepage. Yeah. So literally everything that you see here, except for like these icons and this font over here, I did it. So yeah, so I did little gears rotating in Blender. So I made like a gear model and then just rotated it. But that was like the hardest thing though, because again, I can't figure out how to make a GIF because because Blender doesn't do GIFs. I don't know why they haven't figured that out yet. But yeah, try to make a video like an MOV or MP4 or whatever over there, and then what I did was I imported the video to Procreate Dreams, kind of edit the video, make it shorter so it takes up like less memory, and then I exported it as like PNG frames, and then imported it to Procreate, make it into a GIF because Procreate Dreams does not support GIFs yet, and so it was all just selecting the black parts and then just erasing because that was a big problem. I had to go like 250 frames erasing every single black back, and it was hell. It was hell. Then also editing, because a weird thing about exporting PNG frames is that when you import it later, I don't know, Procreate or whatever, you tend to get, I think it's in Procreate, you tend to get like a jitter that goes a little bit like a frame back. So they're like, for example, this is like rotating on one side. Sometimes it would just like jitter and go back a little bit, and that's like a big problem because then you have to go frame by frame checking each and every. So if it's like a long thing, like I did with these, then it's a whole problem because the biggest thing is trying to get a loop. But so far, yeah, that's the big problem. I'm still figuring out because again, like if it's like a full thing that I don't have to do like a transparent PNG thing, then I don't really have a big problem there. Like for example, the background, I literally just did the same process of like importing it to Dreams and then importing it to Procreate, and that's it. So going for like that CRT kind of feeling. But yeah. These were very annoying. So that's what I did. Worked in this like 3D model of this TV and then made it a pixel art. And you'll notice that it's kind of very similar to here. Kind of similar to my emotes, if they can appear. Okay, they appeared on the stream. But yeah. So yeah, kind of the same process that I did with my emotes. So if y'all have any questions on how I make them, I have some live videos on me making these like slur emotes, so it's you can see the same process. So it's just sculpting, and then turning it black, raising the roughness to the max, lowering the specular to the bottom, like completely down to 0, and then putting an outliner. I have an add-on for that, and then change that outline to white. So that was mainly the process for making this little TV. I might change it, I don't know, might leave it. I just wanted like a nice little element thing. Might still see if I should keep it, but you know, and now I'm working with icons, so we'll see. Yeah, what I've been working on today. Let's see. If y'all have any questions, then feel free to ask them in the chat. But every time I get a LinkedIn message notification, I just feel so inside. I'm just gonna make I'm gonna insert here. Actually, you know what? I'm gonna try the method if I can. I think I can. Let's see. So I want to do it like a VTuber, like this. So like the spikes go on this side. So it's mainly gonna be like looking to the front. I don't think I'm gonna be like doing it like, you know, super like, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know what I'm gonna use this model for, but all depends. Maybe even put the 2 hairs over here. Okay. And I'm just gonna come in and paint the hair strands with mask. Now this is one method of doing it. Another method y'all can do is to just grab some spheres, stretch them, squish them down into like I wouldn't say like a rounded cylinder. I don't know how to say it, but it's like when you stretch a sphere, squish it, and it's like a tube, like a sphere tube, in a way. I'm not gonna call it a tube though, but it's similar shape. But yeah. Let's see. So you're gonna take the X away. I'm just gonna draw a shape. Extract it. I feel like this method might not work for mine. Let me just smooth it out. That. Wrong brush. It. I'm gonna do like a flip of the hair up. Sometimes I just like going between the mouse and the pen, the stylus. I like that better. That's so much better. Zebra mesh kind of like a nice way to just reset the polygons that you just stretch or move. I'm just gonna do, let's see, do that. I can see what's happening. Okay, I think I'm liking how this looks. I'm gonna bring in the flat. Nope. Like this. And okay. The big problem I'm facing is going to be the glasses, because they're going to go cover a lot of the face. Okay. So far, so good. Let me bring up the draw again. Ah! But maybe... Wait. Wait a little bit. Okay. to like inflate it again, I can just do it. What we're gonna do is and move it over here. I don't even know where you go. It's like the ear is always a problem. Let me just like make this bigger. See the first there was like a way to just what's it like forgot how to use words. I forgot. Oh, like just oh wait, there is a way. What I'm trying to do is like just turn on and off the drawing. But I think I can just go like that. It's way easier. This might actually solve a little bit of this problem over here. Like, what goes here? Yeah, this kind of helps. Yeah, the big thing here is just trying to make the hair strands make sense. Because I know I'm gonna be just facing forward, but again, I want to use this model for other stuff. So this is gonna be like a model for like ages, man. Like this thing, like I want to use it for like years and years, like because making this thing is like I'm still at like a comfortable sort of like area still because this is still sculpt. I still know how to do this like to an extent. But when we get to coding, that's when like things are gonna get heavy. It's gonna get heavy. Easy remesh it. And then like reset everything. This one too. There we go. So right now what I'm doing is starting with front. So like I'm just looking at it front and then like later I'll just figure out how to work the back part. since that's gonna be like the hardest part, because that's like information that I really don't have correctly. Because I do have my turnarounds, but as you can see here, the back one is not a good turnaround. I got a little bit of here. Yeah, maybe that could work. I'll figure it out. Okay, let's keep duplicating this. Hey. I feel like, what is the name of it though? There's a haircut that's kind of like this, where it's like you're shaved on one side, but you got like full loop of hair on the side. There is a word for that name, but I don't know at the top of my head. It's not the pixie cut, because that's a whole other thing. Let's not bring perspective to the party. Perspective is banned in the party. Like, a big reason why I went for 3D is because to figure out like how to do models for like environment pieces, because a big problem is to like doing environments is mainly just figuring out perspective, stuff like perspective. So that's what I did. Really stretch this out. Yeah, really. Absolute. How you doing? Making hair and suffering in the process. How you doing? Didn't start the apple picking game. Oh, don't worry. You'll get there when you get there. You have no idea how unmotivated I was. Bruh, honestly, I do not blame you. Like, I've been trying to just keep working during the summer, because I know how easy it is, because of the heat mainly, to just not do anything. But I did work on something yesterday night and all of the day. Nice. Yeah, just have nice little art breaks. But yeah, I get it. Because today has been like a full grind day, because I've been working on my website. So, for Isa, I was like, can I make a fan made map of your book? And she said, go for it. Want to see? Yeah. Oh yeah. I'm excited. Is she doing? I think it's very smart of Isa to like, because I think she's doing her stuff from thesis. I'm not sure. Maybe. Probably. She already got it prepared. Use Krita. Nice. Wait, let me save real quick. I actually like doing hair when it's like this. big thing is just figuring it out, though. Which, in hindsight, it's hindsight I've been doing for like months already, and I never do it. And it's plan it out, draw it out. You know, I've seen people that what they do is they grab a character and they just like draw each strand of hair, like this. Like they draw each strand of hair in like a different color, and that's how they figure out how to like do different hair strands for 3D. And I should have done that, but I'm not smart that way. I figured out why I was unmotivated. Why were you unmotivated? Absolute. This one's pretty big here. Oh, okay, like that's way too big. Because when I was trying to work, I wanted to make a development book so I can track progress, and now I know how I did stuff, so future me can go back and see how I did stuff. Oh, okay, so like, you're saying that you kind of felt drained a little bit, and I was trying to make notes for books I was reading. Okay. So basically what you were doing is just draining yourself by also, and like at the same time, like doing everything, like also like you know, researching and also documenting everything at the same time. Yeah, basically making a game is a reward, but when I have to take it seriously, I think my passion for creating goes away. Exactly. I feel like that's the reason why I kind of take art breaks, because if, you know, there comes a time in a project where you kind of start getting the monotony of it, and then you start getting like you know, you start getting into a routine, and then also you get into the part where it's to like where it gets boring. Like you're starting to do the boring stuff, you know, which in my case it's gonna be soon to be the retopologizing. So that's why I kind of like sometimes take breaks, art breaks. I either take a gaming break, I either do another piece, work on something else. Like today, for example, been working mainly on my website, which I don't know if you've seen. Let me show you. Not that one. I think I'm like Mugen from Samurai Champloo. I don't know what that is. Let's see, edit mode. No, there we go. So this is my website. What I'm planning on. So yeah, I'm still dealing with some stuff. I was trying to be a Jin, but what wasn't working. I still don't know the reference. I'm sorry. But yeah, this is the website that I've been working on for a bit. It's not literally like my spooky vibe. I'm going more for like a black and white vibe here, like a TV thing, because this is like the same colors or non-colors as my business card. So if somebody goes into my website, you know, via the business card, is kind of like an extension to my business card. Only thing here that I haven't like made from scratch were like obviously these icons because they already exist, and also the font for these. So I got them in like the font. But yeah, so I just like go in like, because I want to have like everything here. Explain the metaphor. Yes, because I don't understand very well. But yeah. So you can go like, oh, let's go to the 3D. Boom, 3D, and you see all my 3D work. Go to Taiku. Here's my Taiku work. Concept art. Here's my concept art work. Sketches, and so on and so forth. So that I can then, you know, if I apply for a job, I can then like go to the section and send that section specifically. I apply for a concept art job, I send the concept art page, and so on and so forth. And then the homepage is a nice like intro so that I can just show people, you know, just like a little preview, and they can see like most of my work. But yeah, so if it's like applying to a job, then specifically sending them these. And then here's gonna be like my about and my contacts. But yeah, these gears were hell on earth to make. So I'm still figuring out how to make GIFs. For this, I'll just do new shape. Samurai Champloo is a show about two samurai and a girl. Jin is a samurai who is overpowered because he studied how to use a sword by discipline. Mugen is a samurai who is overpowered because no one can predict his moves because he acts on instinct, non-muscle memory. When these two fight each other, it's always a tie. They are like hard word versus talent. Jin is slow and deadly, but Mugu's just goes on a rampage. Ooh, okay. Samurai Champloo. Sounds like shampoo. Oh, okay. This is interesting. Kind of looks like reminded me of some. Oh yeah, that looks like the guy from Cowboy Bebop. Combination of America, hip hop, and Japanese samurai. Okay, that's cool. Never heard of that combination before. How old is it though? Let's see. You know, New Jews? No, New Jews. Let me check. Let me choose show. Oh, we made songs for this show. Oh, okay. Interesting. So okay, so like said hip hop. Okay. Interesting. Because like the thing is that a big problem with a lot of Japanese like rap and anime is that a lot of the time it's not very good. But it's very rare I find like a good one that I like. Guess what? I mean that's not. Guess what? 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 I use Purif and it helped. Like you used it in what way? For like the map that you talked about? Color schemes and shape of land and icon. Yeah, no, like Purif is really good for really just like anything. Just working with like anything really. It's either like for like computers, it's always Purif for me, and then for like iPad and phone, would be VizRev. The thing is that VizRev, you know, cannot really export the same type of file to Puref, and also it's like a bit less powerful because I think if you kind of like get to a certain amount of photos, it starts to get like not slow, like not the actual app, just like exporting it. So yeah, but it's still pretty cool having both because VizRev actually implemented GIFs way before PRF, so it's very very high quality. Like I really recommend it as well. Oh, oh, didn't add the icons yet. Okay, can you do me a favor? Yeah, sure. Okay, polygon. Oh, Lord. You know how when you draw something and get used to it and think it's good, but then after a week you look at it again, you think it's bad? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, you just get used to it. Like you just get used to like looking at it. I was working on this whole on the whole day. most of the time learning how to use Krita and also fixing the layers. The layers of okay, now I understand. Yes. Yes. Like wait, do you mean like you found out you just like finally got a nice taste of like having unlimited layers? Or do you mean like you've never used layers before? Like in total, like in general. I'm a master of layers now. But you gotta watch out for layers though, because um I never used layer before. Okay. Yeah, but like you do have to watch out with layers though, because you know, you gotta if you're one of those people that loves to use a lot of layers, I would recommend naming them all. Me, it was just trial and error. Okay. Yeah, that's the best way to learn, in my opinion. But so if you're gonna use a lot of layers, remember to name them. If you're a person that normally names them, um, do it. Because if you use a lot of layers, then it's gonna be like, um, you know, super annoying. I named all. Okay, so like you're the responsible one. I cannot. I am somebody that I do use a lot of layers, but for like each element, I kind of use very little, and then eventually I just merge everything and start painting on top. So what I do is I kind of like for Procreate, for example, where layers are very limited. What I do is that I paint everything in different layers. Then at the end, I duplicate the whole file so I don't lose the layers, and then just uh, merge everything in the new file and paint on top of that, all in the same layer, kind of like a traditional painting. I like to work that way when it's like environments or it's like a character or something, and so yeah, I like working that way personally. Oh, what the hell? Oh, this part. That's a good looking one for you, boy. Animalva, my names are Mainland, Outline World 1, Water 2, Water 3, Not Discovered. I think you can guess what each of them represents. Okay, yeah. Um, yeah, it's always good to like name them. Um, if you're more of a like more like like a person that's very like calculated, because if you're like a messy person like me, it's like naming them is like low second thought. But it's very important if you're gonna do tutorials or something to name them, so that if you're gonna like sell it to Gumroad or something, uh, people see what is what. I don't know when you're supposed to combine them though. It's more so like when you're ready and what your workflow. Like I sometimes like to go one full layer at the end, um just to like to feel a little bit more like traditional. That's just me. Naming is the first thing I do when I add the layer. Okay. Yeah, like yeah, that's like a good habit to have if you're like somebody that's very like again, very like what's the word? Uh, very like organized. Oh yeah, the favor. Yeah. I was like, wait, where is this going? Don't laugh at my creation. It's the third draft. No worries. I won't laugh. I get it. Can I show you the first draft that I made yesterday and third draft that I worked on all today? Yeah, sure. Wait, what was the second one though? What happened to the second one? And I want you to criticize me. Okay. Yeah. Form. Then plate it. There. The second one was when I set it to my val and study buddies. Okay. This. What the hell? Oh. Okay, weird. Hold up. Oh, it's the back face. Let me see that. Oh. Spoiler, okay. Send the first draft, okay. Okay, critique it. Okay, so let me just open it up. The browser. I don't know why Discord always opens up the Internet Explorer, but apparently Internet Explorer is good. I don't know. Not me. Okay. Spoiler draft. Okay. So is it okay if I show it on stream so I can like critique it live? Show it, yeah. Okay, okay. Browser. So I would say like this is a really good map. For what I'm seeing. And I'm seeing also like some interesting areas, like pink areas here. But okay, so like I do have a few questions though about it. So like so what is kind of like, okay, a few questions. So what is this is one island. Hold that thought. cleared my throat a little bit. So like one question would be, do you want it to have different kinds of biomes, like different kinds of like environments? So kind of like maybe an area can be like a desert or like a dry land. Another area can be like a jungle. Another area could be a bay or something. Maybe you could have like underwater stuff. Like, what are you trying to, convey here? Because an island can have different kinds of environments. I wanted different types of people, not biomes. Okay, so people. Well, the thing is that if you want like a good variety of people, people and their cultures will normally be affected by the environment itself. Fantasy world, so the civilization are next to the rivers. Okay, so river people. Okay, so like, how are you gonna differentiate each, river group of people? Or my best question would be, is all the groups of people the same society? Like, is it all the same society? The color and icon. Okay, like the color, again, the thing is that if we want a little bit of variety with the people, if it's like different clans or different groups, an environment can really play a big significant role with the culture and the design of the person and the icon of the clan. So maybe you can have a river clan that is closer to the sea, so they're more so like fishing and all that. So maybe you could do like some bay, like a bay, and it's like some ships, stuff like that. You can have another river group and like up in the mountains where maybe they have tree houses, and their emblem or icon reflects that group's like culture. Same with like the beach people. You could have another group of people that live in like a lake, so maybe you can do like a lake somewhere and have it there. Maybe like the lake is in like a jungle or something. Damn, I just focused on getting a good island, didn't think about the people before the land was made. And yeah, I think I didn't have a goal. Yeah, very important when you're having a concept. Establish a goal first. What is this for? Is this for a D&D campaign? Is this for a video game? Is this for a comic? Once you have that established, then that'll also affect the designs that go forward. But again, like when establishing different groups of people, the land, because at the end of the day, as what's the word? As controversial as it may sound, we're at the end of the day we're all animals. So my logic was wing it. You could wing it, but you need sense in the world. But yeah, like we're animals, so like our bodies, our culture, our way of living is gonna be affected by the place that we live. So yeah, so we might have like people that fish over here. We might get like maybe there's a snowy mountain, and there's like icy rivers, and like a very high in the tops like snowy mountain area. And then we got like people with hoodies and cloaks and stuff like that to protect them from the cold. So again, and that will also affect the icon and what they eat, their music, their arts, everything. So I would say it's kind of like, for example, Puerto Rico. Like Puerto Rico is, beaches are free. It's a lot of beach culture, especially like, like the more uptown, like very like rich areas are like in the beaches. So our culture is more so, especially with the young people, is more so like partying. So yeah, that's like because of the area that we live in. Uh, Puerto Ricans tend to be more like party people, more energetic. You know, they can be more passionate. So yeah, man, I just wanted it to look cool. I'll make another one with meaning next time. You can still get meaning. Like you got a really good blank canvas here. All you have to do is simply change the colors in some areas. So maybe you put some white over here, and it can be like a snowy mountaintop. Because another thing, you could also look at different ways that rivers are created. So maybe you can do a mountainy jungle one, rainforest one, with like a lake on top, and that's where a river starts. You can also do like a snowy mountaintop where the snow that melts turns into rivers. So yeah, you can really like research. It's all research. Um, you know, geography, history, cultures, you know, all of that. So when you're concepting an island, a world, that's what you gotta think about. That's what I did with my thesis. Let me see if I can find a photo. I myself created a map for my thesis. Let me see. Like, this is not it. I'm so disorganized. No. Characters, I think. The second one I have looks a lot better, but it doesn't have meaning yet. I can add meaning after the map is made, right? Yeah, you can make anything. Like once you have like a nice blank canvas from like how you have it, then really you can add whatever. I'm just looking for the map that I made. Let me see. I'm looking for like something small. Okay, just download this real quick. So this is a map that I made, and let me just upload everything before saying that again. Don't show off. Nah. Like this one, I started it and I kind of stopped liking it for a bit. I feel I want to like I do want to like work on it. I feel like I really need to explore the world that I made and still work on it. You just open it. Okay. Okay. Here we go. So this is the map that I made for my thesis. So yeah, so what I did was I basically grabbed a pre-existing map. So I grabbed a map of Puerto Rico because the whole thing was it was basically Puerto Rican Pokemon. And what the hell is that futuristic? Yeah, so basically the story is we have two factions. One is more like Spanish, medieval, like royalty kind of deal, like over here on top. But then we got like a futuristic, more capitalistic society here in like the bottom. Kind of like your New York with Las Vegas. Here it's like a royal island, Scarlet and Violet. Funny thing, almost everything I made in my thesis ended up being in Scarlet and Violet. Like a regular Pokemon with a past version and a future version. The only thing is that mine was a corrupt version, which were more like ravenous and razor sharp shapes, and then the other faction was more robotic and turned all their creatures into robots. But that was all before Scarlet and Violet. Um, before the whole past and future thing. Because mine is not really past and future. Mine is just that. But yeah. And you have color. I'm colorblind. I can't compete. Bruh. It's color theory is something you can really just have a whole semester or a whole year just giving color theory. I use monotones for my second draft. Monotones is very important. If you do it black and white, you will have better contrast. But yeah, going back to this, this is what I was saying. Like, I grabbed the pre-existing, you know, map of Puerto Rico and kind of like dissected it, moved things around, kind of to make it look a bit different, but not too different. And so started painting on top of it. So like here you have like a very tall mountain. This white area would be a city. Then we got like a industrial desert over here. Industrial city complex. This is like an abandoned satellite because our satellite, which used to be the biggest in the world, collapsed. So just taking inspiration from real life. Except for this, we don't have a snowy mountain. Are there still missing cities? There's still a lot of missing stuff because I kind of like stopped working on it because it wasn't gonna give me. I wasn't gonna like have enough time to work on it because I already had a lot of stuff in the book, and my professor said that with the time that I had and the amount of stuff that I had, I wasn't gonna be able to do the map. So I decided to like cut the map, scrap the map, and maybe do it for later. But I never ended up doing it, so might just do it like the future or something. It's like the same where there's spacing and theme for each category. Oh, it reminds me of Brave Frontiers. Okay, it's like the same where it's a spacing and theme for each category. So like, what do you mean by category though? Like, do you mean like there's a theme for each city, town, or do you mean like there's like some? Do you mean like something different though? Style. Well, okay. Brush. Face mask. Okay. Paint the side though. Bruh. Why? I'm just gonna finish this. Making a map is very, very like tricky to do, but it's possible. And there's different ways to do it. I've seen people that they use uncooked beans to make a map the traditional way. So that's like a nice little project one can do. Sorry, my dad called. No worries. I asked that when you said category, what did you mean? Like, did you mean like okay, category? Uh, I'm not seeing the image. Oh, okay. Okay. Found the image on internet. There's no link. No. Like the link appeared. It's just that for some reason it sent me to like page, but uh, yeah, I'm seeing the image. Yeah. Like it's kind of like that. Like each area, kind of like Mario, for example, where you have different like quote unquote worlds with different themes. So you could do that. Just watch out for consistency, because the thing with this is that sure you can have like a ghost area or a mountain area or a lava area, but you gotta watch out because you need to also make it like overall you need to make everything like be related to each other in such a way. So for example, you can do like a haunted area, but if you do like a natural like island where like the societies are like primitive or something, you can do like a haunted area, but the haunted area would be more natural. And you see like for example like castle area, the same island. Yes, there's more like more modern structures, but maybe you can have a little bit more of nature coming through the structures. That way, even though you're having different themes, everything keeps being related, especially with the people. So, like, you have people that worship ghosts or talk to the spirits, and then you got people in like the castle, more regal, but you gotta look at the clothing there. So maybe all of them use robes, but maybe it's like the robes look a little bit different. But at the end of the day, they still use robes. So like, yes, you can have themes, but try to make everything related so it makes sense, so that everything comes from the same world. And I know I'm just like shooting out so much info, but you know, the good thing is there's a pause button. But basically, yeah, just when a little tip would be make a list. But yeah, I need a path texture. Um, yeah. So like I would say a little tip would be make a list of a description of the island and the different areas, and then separate those areas into different lists. And then with each area, you can make a description of each area with a society, and then you can describe that society, their clothing, their culture, their arts, their interests, their food, whatever, their monetization, form of monetization, their, just government, um, stuff like that. And that way, you have a better idea, and you have a base for your world building. Because this is what you're doing, you're world building. Can I show you the third graph? It's a lot different. Yeah, sure. Let's see. This that looks like it makes sense. Just spread this out a little. Better reset. Okay. Inflate it a little. Yeah, I did look a lot of research when developing my thesis work. Um, it's like I'm very, very. I wanted to like include a lot of like history, Puerto Rican history, Puerto Rican imagery, because I was gonna touch on a lot of like historical, um, like references with the world that I did. So kind of went full on, and especially since I'm like a history geek, I love my history, so it's kind of like the idea, the whole process that I had. Okay. See that? Okay. Yeah, I'm seeing that. Let me see. Let me bring it in. Okay, that's weird. There's always something with browsers. Okay, let's just copy the link. There we go. Browser. Thanks. Okay. Oh. Oh, same. Okay, so here. So the thing with this one though is that I am seeing like a better understanding of like geography. Like I'm seeing, I don't know if this was intended to be, but I like how it's literally like a height map, kind of like in Breath of the Wild, where you see the height of everything. But I like this one a lot better. Like I don't know, you said that this is a draft that you drew. Not a height map, it's water. Well, well, yeah, it's water, but this is also like the depths, right? Like just going down further. So like it's like, you know, you do have like beaches and stuff, but this is like level 1 under the sea, second level, third level, and then like the deep sea. So it's kind of like, it also works as like a height map. All you need to do is like add more like lighter colors or like a different color for mountains and stuff. Oh, underwater height map. Yeah, exactly. So um but you said that you drew this, right? I'm just asking because I'm seeing like, oh wait, that's not a thing. Okay, you did drew this. um I like this way better just because I can see how there could be a lot of different societies in this whole archipelago. So like maybe you have one society here, another one here, another one in this island. Um, this looks like 8 hours to make. Oh, this took like 8 hours to make. Damn, it really looks good. But yeah, like you can have like different societies in each island. Like for example, Puerto Rico. Back when the Spanish came, it was all like Taino, like indigenous Taino, and then you had another group in Florida, for example. But basically, it was different groups, but then it was like interconnected. So like they would go island to island and connect with the other indigenous locals that were already there. And so this is kind of like a way, like an interesting way of like showing societies. And the other color is not discovered at the sides. Okay. So this is all unknown. Okay. Yeah. I feel like, yeah, like again, I like this way better. It's a much more interesting island just because of the geography and all the ways that the geography will affect, you know, the societies, and maybe like having societies with like alliances. They can work together. Some can like start a war with another one. So something like this where like you have a society that's divided by water can also have a very interesting narrative at the end of the day. I like it. I looked at some land generator to see how land works. Okay, yeah. There's a simulator game thing for D&D. Oh yeah, there's a lot of those, or some like that advanced. I don't want to say I cheated, but it definitely helped. Yeah, like no worries. Like when working with art and looking for inspiration, um, you know, the very important thing about art is mainly, you know, the thing with like references though is that you can use references, but just watch out when it comes to tracing. Tracing is a very important tool for learning. So the very important thing about tracing though is that try not to trace and then post it on social media and then say like, oh, like I made this is mine, you know. Um, because that can like bring a lot of problems. So um, but then like if you're using it as a reference and just draw something referencing it, then it's still good because it's referenced. there's a difference between referencing and tracing. Should I kind of combine a bunch of structures together, like mini collage and change sides and lines? So yeah, like a collage, that's like a good way. Just try to like paint over it a bit more. You know, like so that you don't just in case you don't get it, like you get into like a problem or something, or like just in case. But yeah, just watch out. But it's cool though if it's like an old map. Like if you manage to get a very old map of like from like centuries ago and just mash it together with other old maps, then that's fair use. Another cool thing is when making maps, I saw somebody making a map using beans, and they just put like a bunch of beans from a bag into a piece of paper, and then just all together, and then just like drew around all the beans and all the little crevices, like the little holes that the beans made. That's like another nice way to make maps. Can you tell me about the colors I use? Do they work together? The hardest one was not discovered. Yeah, they used rice too. Yeah, rice. So for the colors, let me see. Where are you? So I think for the colors though, so if you want to make like a monochrome map, it works. But just watch out for the red area here, because to me, it's like a big jump going from this yellow and then suddenly red. So maybe red. I'm seeing it red. Let me see. Let me look at it on my phone. Oh, game chat, anime. Where's the art? Oh, art chat. Okay. Beige. Line looks like pink. Yeah, it is a pink, but you know, I kind of it's like a reddish pink. But the thing is, to me, I would say some things that you can do to change it though would be maybe instead of this like pink red, make it like maybe like a darker yellow. With like a little variation of height. So maybe you can have like a very dark yellow, but then a little bit of this nice darker yellow to kind of give it a little bit of variation. Because the thing with having this pink red is that it's a very similar color to the landmass. And in my mind, I'm seeing this also as landmass. So in a way, the way you can do so that you can like differentiate these two is to just make this the same color as the sea. If it's unknown sea, just make it the same color as the water over here. A dark yellow. Yeah, like maybe like you can still do like a height map, kind of like an underwater height map, and just make different levels and make it darker and darker and darker, but maybe like just or what you can do is, if these are like in a different layer, it's supposed to have land in the corners, so then what? Oh, it's supposed to have land in the corners. Okay. Huh. So if this is land, so it's kind of like undiscovered lands. So let me look at a reference real quick. See, I'm looking for a map of Hyrule. Okay, wait a minute. Just gonna grab map real quick. Shoot. Whoa. Okay, let me see if I can just take all the things that, like, they can combine to each other to make a big landmass. So wait, you're saying like, okay, let me just real quick. Is there a way I can just take these out? Filter. Okay. So let me show you this other map as like an example, because there is like continuous landmass going like far beyond, because you're not really doing like anything correctly. Just like little things you can do. Shoot. So yeah, it's like little things you can do. So let me see. Okay. So it all depends what you want to do. So maybe what you can do is try making it, if it's like unknown areas where they haven't discovered it yet, maybe what you can do is make these land masses darker, and a little bit more desaturated, because like the thing is that your focus is gonna be these islands right here. So if they're like a brighter, more saturated color, then your eye is gonna go, I'm pointing at the wrong thing. I'm sorry. Let's go back to, sorry about that. Okay, going back here. So yeah, so you have these like red areas. You can desaturate them, and then like maybe darkening them a little bit so that they work as a sort of vignette, like a sort of framing device. And then the islands can be a bit more saturated, a little bit more brighter. That way your eye will lead towards the islands themselves and not these undiscovered like land masses. Saturation. So basically when you have color, you have three different things to work with. You have your saturation, which means how intense your color will be. So if it's going to be more colorful or more gray. So that is saturation. So when you say like desaturate, you're making a color much grayer, like more monochrome, like black and white. When you're working with hue, HUE, what it is that hue basically is your color. So you know, your red, your green, your blue, like all the colors in the rainbow in the color spectrum. That's literally just color. Again, saturation is how much gray or how much of the color you're adding to your color, like your base color. And then value is basically how bright or how dark a color is. So like how much light brightness, exactly, like that's literally okay. I think I'm going very, very fast, so let's do this even better. Let me get out of freaking this thing. Okay. It's gonna show you like a little map here. They left. Okay. Opera. Here we go. Okay. What's the difference? Because sat and other things you said. Hue, saturation, something else. How is saturation different from the other? Okay. So here I have like a visual help with it. So okay, so let's start with hue. Hue is literally just all the rainbow, like the rainbow of colors. And when somebody says you're changing the hue in something, you're talking about the color itself. You're changing the color. So like I'm changing the hue of red to green. So I'm just like changing colors. And this is the whole color spectrum. That's hue. When we get to saturation, we're talking about how gray or how close to like non-color like we're going, like from very like pure color to a gray. So like for example, here we have like a red. This is pure red. So like the red that you would take from a tube of paint. Or if you look at if you go to like Krita and you get your like square of color, that is gonna be like the top right corner, like your most saturated neon color. But when you get farther to like the left, you're gonna go grayer and grayer and grayer. So you're taking more and more of the color and adding more and more gray. Like this does not have to do with brightness or value. Like this is just taking away the color. So it doesn't have to do with brightness. Because you can have you can play around with different saturations. So like, you know, when you have like a red that's the same brightness as a gray, but they're different saturations, you know, you're gonna add a little bit of variety. That's another thing. You know, basically saturation is the addition of gray or a non-color, basically gray. Just you're adding gray to the color. And then when we get to brightness and lightness, basically what you're doing is to that same color, what you're doing is you're adding either more white to make it brighter, or you're adding more black to make it darker. And that's where you're talking about light and darkness. Not this. This right here, this is adding more gray. This is taking away the color, the light. This right here is just making it brighter or darker. So that's the other name for it is value. So when I'm talking about, oh, let me lower the value, let me bring the value up, I'm talking about light and bright. Another name is tone. So like the tones. Let me see if I I don't have a. Okay, let me see if there's like an example from Krita. Okay. Okay, so let's say. Okay, so I'm seeing that Krita. What's HSV HSL? I I'm not sure about HSV and HSL. I think that has to do with like the coordinates of the color picker itself. Let me see. Oh, here we go. So, oh, okay. Yeah, I got it here. So, like, let's go to browser. So this is like the definitions of it. It says here, HSV stands for hue saturation value. Saturation one in gray. And then this one, hue saturation lightness. Lightness. Green color. The stands hue saturation intensity. Okay, so it's like I don't think this is. It's basically that, like just I think the same thing, but I don't know. But yeah. Oh wait, let's use saturation. Okay, well, I know the difference between HSV and HSL. Okay, well, but yeah, basically, going back to this. So for example, you're going to create a right. So I would normally use this type of color picker in Procreate. So hopefully, yeah, I normally use this one. And so when I would go like more saturated, one is the difference of light and dark. The other is what you said about light and brightness. Exactly. Like I think for me it's like sounding the same, but yeah. But basically, yeah, like you know, when you're being more saturated, you're going more to the right over here. Like this is your purest color over here. And then when you go to the left, you're getting grayer. You're getting more desaturated. And then here it's like your bright. If you're going up and down, is your brightness. I bet it's basically just a graph. If you think about it, it's just a graph. Like the higher you go, the brighter it is. The lower you go, the darker it is. The more to the right, the more saturated. The more to the left, more desaturated. And then you got like your hue change. But I would say, yeah, like going back to your map over here. I'm gonna start over. No, it's a really good map though. I would say if this is a landmass, I would say maybe go a little bit more desaturated. So like maybe like a grayer red. And then yeah, I don't know what to tell you. I would say look at reference, look at map reference, look at hide maps, look at other stuff. Did you see the comment where I said it's supposed to be swamp? Swamp. Let's see. I know that different one, like start, comment. Did I not send that? I don't see it. No. Okay, did you notice how they land? It looks like they could be puzzle pieces. Okay. Yeah, I don't see the swamp one, but are you saying like the outer parts are like a swamp or something? That's why I said it took 8 hours to make. Oh wait, yeah, 8 hours. Okay, it was supposed to be a swamp area. Okay, I got it. So you're saying, so wait, are you saying like gaslighting me? I'm sorry. But like, what are you? So you're saying that the outer part is supposed to be like a swamp? It's based on The Witcher 3. Oh, I haven't played that. I haven't played that. There's an area where the swamp is a bunch of island. Oh, okay. Well, I think it's like a big, massive, like swamp area then. Like that could be interesting though. Uh, yeah. Hey, you just need to like see what can like how to like make that. It's supposed to be like half the world. So like half the world, even like half the world would be like a swamp, or what do you like? I'm just trying to like understand uh what you mean about the swamp. Like this, I never would thought of making like a big, massive swamp. It's based on Isa's story too. Okay. Okay, so yeah. I like it. I would say like yeah, just if you want to like redo it, you can redo it. But I like the map that you did like that. Like your third draft. So dude, I had a comment where I suddenly made a mistake, but it made it look better to what you said about the notebook and types of people. That would be really cool. Yeah, and you'll see that once you have, you know, a world established and rules, that's when you can bring in the characters and bring in like all the other stuff. going to copy it from Chris Runestone language, but you said something about be safe just in case, so I'll do that too. Make my own icons. Yeah, exactly. Like I made my own icons for my other my thesis. Because I so there's this artist called Ross Draws, and what I followed like an art book tutorial that he did, like a video that he did once, like very long time ago. Um, and he was like under the names putting what's it like the symbols just to like give like another visual element to their names. I'm still going to look at a lot of reference. Yeah, like research is your go-to, because nowadays like anybody can go to the internet and just you know do the research and say like, oh, like this is inaccurate, like you tried to do this culture but you missed, failed, you miserable. Nah. But yeah, like it's any like you're researching in like a world where anybody can just Google something. Want to see where I got the map's color scheme from? Yeah, sure. Put the ball next to her light hand. Okay. Ball next to her light, or her right hand. Her right. Oh, okay. Oh, okay, okay. Oh. So like you grab yeah, those colors. Okay. You see it? Yeah, I can see it. Like you grab like color from the hand and like the red part in the back, I think. Let me see. So like, do you mean this? Like this area right here? Below? Oh, you mean like the sphere? I didn't know there was another ball. Yeah, that. Okay. Yeah, that's a good color scheme to grab. You could always grab if you're doing maps, you could always grab like uh the colors of like an actual map. So like let's say sepia with an S. Sepia gold map. So for example, let's say like an old map. I want it to look like parchment color. Well, if you want like parchment, you could always look at actual like parchment maps. So let's say like old parchment. copy the texture of that drawing, but I have no idea to do that. Okay. What you can do is, let me first show you. Okay. Let's just grab this treasure map for reference. So what you can do is you know, you can color pick this, but another thing that I would do is try this. Draw and paint the map in black and white, right? And then go to like Pinterest or go to the internet and look up old parchment paper texture. And normally they would look like this with this color, with like the vignette around it, like the deterioration around the paper. And then what you can do is put that texture with the color in like another layer on top of everything you painted and drew. And then what you can do is go to I call them layer types. It's what they're opacity lowered. Okay, you could do opacity, but something way better. When you click on a layer, I don't know if it's, I never use Krita, so I don't know if it's like a left click or like a right click, but basically, in Photoshop, Procreate, any other drawing program, what you can do is use layer types or blend modes, which, you know, you're gonna see a list and there's gonna be like multiply, darken, overlay, light. Okay, so what you can do is try going between multiply and also try multiply, try overlay as well, and maybe go around the others around overlay, and just experiment with those layer types until you see something that you like. If it's like a black and white image, you could try the color if you want something very monochrome, but if you want a little bit more like bright color, more like life, maybe overlay. Well, I'll slow you down, buddy. What's it called? Let me look at it. Let me look for you, because I don't know how Krita has it though. Let me grab a little. Okay. Blend mode. Krita. Okay. Let me look at it. Let's see. Okay. More or less. Let's see. VTuber blend. So these are your blending modes. No. There's no math involved. Trust me. I know. So these are basically your blending. And blending modes are basically like a filter. What they do is they, first of all, they make your layer a little bit transparent, but they affect the other layers under it. Right? So, for example, multiply is, a lot of people use multiply for shadows. So if you want like a shadow to go and go across two different colors, you can just grab a color, right, and multiply. What multiply will do is it'll add black to that color, but it'll make it transparent so you can see the different colors. So the colors below your multiply layer will change the color. So like you have a pattern of clothing, right? And it has a lot of colors. You put a multiply layer on top and you just draw the shadows. And the shadow will change color depending on the color below it. So that's a good layer type for when you want to make shadows. Normal is your basic, like, you know, there's nothing. Like, there's no, like, it's literally like when you add a new layer, it's normal, it's nothing. There's no effect. Overlay, what it does is a lot of people use it. How do I get multiply option? Where is it? So that's, let me check that, because I don't know or how great it works. So okay, images. Let's see. Blending modes. Okay. Okay, so I'm seeing the UI, and I think check. Okay. So right on top of layers, you're gonna see a little button that says normal. Like this button right here that says normal. You click that, and you're gonna get the list of, but like first of all, you need to click on the layer that you want to have the effect, and then go to click normal, and you're gonna get the list of blend modes. And that's where you can just click all of them and see the different effects that you can use. So try it out. Again, do a black and white layer where you draw everything out, and then on top of everything, like every black and white thing you do, put the map texture, like the parchment paper texture on top. And then after that, just click on the layer, click on normal, and then play around with the list of blend modes. That looks sick. Have you tried it? I think they did a little example here with this armor. Like, the armor is like black and white, but then they added like a yellow or gold with layer types. I think they use a color. I did it, yeah. Okay, then there you go. And the good thing about it is that you can still continue to paint in black and white, so you don't have to like figure out colors, and just have that on top. It looks more realistic, yeah. And again, play with tones. And keep experimenting with it, like, you know, add more layers on top of that paper texture, and then just play around with different stuff. That way you can have a lot of other ways to do it. You got more options. Thank you. Nah, it's yeah, no worries. I'll probably have to give that class again in the future. But yeah. Yeah, just experiment with it. Have fun with it. That's how I see it. I love the Blender types because you just like experiment with it, and you can even, and they're also available in Blender, but that's a whole other story. Or can I give you a playlist of music, 100 good songs, one song per band or artist? Yeah. Let's see. Spotify. Uh, 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 Electric elevation. Nice. I'm gonna save it. Try it out later. Seriously, I did a decent job from yesterday and now, my first serious endeavor. Yeah, no, like, you're popping off. You're cooking. You're really, like, getting it real fast. Like, all you have to do is just play around with Krita, because Krita, I would say, is a perfect, like, photo. I won't say perfect, but it's a very good Photoshop alternative, because with Krita, not only can you do like regular drawing, you could also do animations. You could also do vector art. So if you want to do logos for your future game, there it is. Very, very good website. And it's free. That's the best thing. It's totally free. Because you shouldn't pay a lot of money for a program. My opinion. It's because I watch you guys do this daily and I got what to do, not how I do it, but I can figure out how to do it because of cool. Yeah, and like if you have questions, just because I feel for me, I love just going to somebody's stream and just asking them, hey, how do you do this? Because like you go to Google, you go to find, and it's not enough for me. Like there's certain questions I have that they cannot answer. You know, I just realized I don't use ChatGPT or Find for this project. A good job. Yeah. Keep doing it that way. But yeah, like that's still good though. You're doing it the old-fashioned way. Oh. That was mostly the first website I found that has the answers. Yeah. Yeah, just look at it. Also, like, Krita's, like, website, they got a lot of support, stuff and, like, answers and questions, so you could always, like, ask them. And if you have, like, an iPad, and you're planning on getting for free, then I can also help you with that. I made this on a laptop without a mouse. Made this ocean. That's beast mode. But if you plan on like continuing to use Krita, but you don't want to like invest in like a big touch monitor, like, and if like you want to still draw, you can always like invest in a Wacom tablet. That's what I use. I had to redo everything, line at least 2 times. I'm getting a new laptop soon. Okay, yeah, and you know, if you want to like keep drawing, or like maybe sculpt or something, like a Wacom tablet is very good, to like start with. You know, like you won't be able to like touch the screen itself, but you'll get used to it. Character R2. I think I do better with items than characters. Character R2 taboo. Just being honest. Like you could try both, you know? Why stop at props? It's like eventually, you know, the prop will also be determined by the character itself. Plus, if you're gonna make your own game, you kind of also need a character. And if not, you can always make like a jumping flower or something. Being honest, no making the character, not the character themselves. You know what? What? I'm gonna draw my first character tomorrow. Do it. Frida, it is. Hell yeah. But remember to practice your anatomy though. You wanna start? I'll put the map on hold. You can still work on the map while you practice, because yeah, you need to practice and show you what real talent looks like. Yeah, exactly. Gotta show me what real talent is. But I'm gonna do it. Go do it. Try it. Wait, hold up. Show. Hold up. Show. Do you start? I have no idea how to do this. Oh, how do you start? What do you mean? Like just drawing? I'm making a character. Is there supposed to be a meaning? So again, like it all depends on your world. So what you want to do is start by writing down a list of things to like describe your world. Also to describe your story, and also from there, after describing your world, you can start another list where you describe your characters, your human characters. Start with writing. And then you can concept from there. But once you write down your idea of what you want to do, that's when you're going to start looking for a reference and research. You know, you go to Pinterest, you go to like Google, you look at weird and obscure like history websites or something like that. You try to look for like any kind of inspiration you need info wise, and after researching all that, that's when you're gonna start sketching it. And there's different ways you can do with sketching. You can either do it traditionally, you can either do it digitally. I prefer sketching really both ways. I can go traditional or digital. I trace different body parts to make a new pose. well, yeah, because I didn't go to art school. Okay, do this. You know, while you're working on your map, do this. Uh, Practice anatomy. You know, take a few anatomy classes, like not classes. Like watch some videos. You know, go to Broco like YouTube channel. Look at Go to Pinterest, find some models, and try to draw them. Um, I know there's like a book but I forgot the name. I can look it up and send it through the Discord. I'll wing it again. The next day I'll pick it up, what I learned, and distill it. Okay, you could try that. But yeah, like try just like going around. You know, if you have a family member or a friend living in your place, or you know, you can draw yourself in the mirror. You know, just draw from life. Just, you know, besides practicing on your computer, try drawing from life. You know, like drawing people in like cafe or something. Because I don't need to hire an artist for my games. Legit, like you can make your own game, like full on. Like look at Choo Choo Charles. That game was made by one guy. Same with what's the other one? The one where you farm. That's pixel art. I forgot about it. I never played it. Yeah, what I did for the map is duct tape method. Yes. Yeah. Just put everything together and hope it'll stay. Yeah. You can say that. You can try that. But try planning it out. Again, write it down, plan it out. That way it's a bit more easier to handle, and easier to do. Can I say something? Yeah, sure. Blend everything together. When I was making the map, I wrote some stuff, but I didn't check the notes. It just stopped me from getting progress. The idea was all in my head, so I didn't need to look at the notes. I could tell from looking what I needed and what I was missing. Stop getting progress. The idea was all in my head, so I didn't need to look at the notes. I could tell from looking what I needed and what I was missing. Okay, so you're saying basically you were doing notes, you stopped, and because it was kind of like you know, hindering you basically. I would say watch out with that because um you know, sure, it's nice to have it in your head already, but pure ref was my notes basically. Yeah, that's a good thing about pure ref. Like it's more, I like it more because it's more of like a visual note taker as well. And also, like, you can even take notes. Like, see, you can take notes. Like, you take it, and you can even use different fonts. You could also draw. So like, I want to draw like a little happy face, and it's evil, evil happy face, the teeth, and there I get an idea. I also organize it based on color map, topography, and icons. Yeah, that's a good thing about it because they're just like files, so you can just like plan it out and have everything separate. I personally like it. By the way, how do you keep consistency with character? Like making the same character but from a different perspective. Okay, so there's different ways you can do this. The most difficult way, I would say, is to learn a 3D program to sculpt a base and just, do it. And then like rotate it. Right? But something I do for when it's like 2D, when like drawing it, what I would do is, first of all, I would draw it like this, right? I draw it and I just concept it in like whatever pose I want and stuff. It's just a rough sketch. After that, what you want to do is, so I tried for this one, I tried a new method that I found on TikTok. And what I did was I just grabbed the original drawing and cut it in like the middle. So like I cut it in like the middle here. And then I just like grabbed this side, flipped it to the side. And then I just drew over that. But when it's like a character in different angles, I would say a character sheet is going to be very, very important. Because once you have a character sheet, or like a character Bible of some sorts, that way, every time you draw a character in like a different pose, a different angle, right? With like these turnarounds, that way you're everything gonna be consistent. Like this is what animators use a lot for like making animations. They give them like the character sheet and they draw the animations from that. That's what you were doing when you were merging the front and back with left and right. Yeah. That was another method of drawing it. So I just made the front side, the front part of the character, and then I just started erasing. I duplicated it, and then I started erasing all the lines that were inside. So the outer lines, I kept them the same. And then what I did was I put the same drawing, like the layer, I put it on top, and I just lowered the opacity on that layer. So when I drew the backside, all the other detail here was consistent to this, the original face. Flipped it. Yeah. You also have to flip it. Like for example, this right here, it's like asymmetrical. Just grab the original one and just flip it, and then you draw the backside. And I just noticed this turnaround is incorrect. It's not like a hoodie, like a long tail hoodie. It has horns, but oh well. The things I noticed during the process later on. But yeah, just do that and you'll be fine. And then what you can do is have both the front and the back like this, like right here. So like that. And then from there in the middle, you can start drawing the side view. And since we're close by, you can get everything to scale. And what did I walk into? I was what do you mean? Like, oh yeah. Yeah. I won't change it though. I'll just change it to the model. But yeah, you can do that. And then when you're doing the side view, you don't really have to draw the arms. So that's a good thing to do. This is the valiant of me saying I'm gonna train for the Olympics. Yeah, basically. But it's all this, just just looking at reference. You do your research, and then you start sketching out concepts. I didn't realize there was so much this. Yeah, it's like a whole process, especially if you're gonna do something that you're gonna be reusing over and over again, or you're gonna be like when you work on a project, you really need to put in the elbow grease and do like a whole like planned out thing. But if you're gonna do like quick stuff, then yeah, it depends on you. All the flashbacks are coming back. Oh shit. Let's see, I can just go grab this. That's so low. Okay. Let me see the reference again. Especially if you're gonna be like a 3D sculptor, having turnaround very important, because especially when you're working on like a backside, and also animation, like just in general, just having like a 3D view of your character is very important, because then you can just like use that info for like the design. Frame the rematch. Go way down. Save. Yeah, trying. That was weird. Pose art, texture, rendering, line work, perspective, angles, consist, color, shading, shadow, field of view, design, painting, brushes. I'm not gonna quit though. Save work. Yeah, like since you're starting out, from base. Like, you need to like learn your fundamentals and then go for like more complicated stuff. Or else you're gonna get like even more lost. We're gonna do PewDiePie did, maybe an hour. Yeah, like PewDiePie is a perfect example. Getting better. For the map, I only use 2 brushes. Okay, yeah, like using more than one. This is another tip for using digital. If you want to make something look more realistic. So if you start using the same brush over and over again throughout a piece, like one piece, it'll start to look digital. So try like interchanging like your brushes. That way it'll look more traditional at the end. Yeah. Push this out a little bit. Okay, close and folds. One step at a time, absolutely. One step at a time. You don't have to tackle everything at once. You know, start with like naked people. Then worry about the like the folds and clothing. Because once you list out every single thing you have to do, you'll then start to quit. Yes, the naked people was the taboo part I was talking about. Oh, okay. Well, if it's tasteful, then it's not taboo. Like, if it's educational. But, you know, if you start doing, like, you know, adult art, basically porn, then yeah, watch out. For PewDiePie, though, he draws the same thing. I don't think he can draw a castle if someone asks him to. Yeah, so I haven't watched the video, but all I saw was like him drawing anime girls, and he like honed on something. And you can still do that. Like, when you're an artist, you're normally gonna gravitate towards one single subject. But which is what PewDiePie did when he did his like art challenge. But the thing is, you know, try to learn everything at the beginning, like a little bit of everything. And then later on, when you still practice and do your own work, you know, try to look for one thing and then try to master it. And when you master it, try another thing. Can I hone on a style? From the very beginning, I don't like doing stuff that I don't like. I'll learn by making, not practice. So the thing with style, though, is that you need to start from the basics. So you need to start by, you know, practicing your anatomy, practicing your shadows. Like, your style will come automatically. Just don't think about style in the beginning or anytime. You know, style is basically a combination of shortcuts that you take throughout the years after you learn the basics. So right now, try to look at a bust, like a marble bust of like an Italian like artist from back in the day, and draw that. draw realistic people, try stuff like that. Um, and then eventually, when you sort of master, you see that you master the basics, or at least you got better at them, and you're ready to like start something new. Um, just try to see, try to look for shortcuts, or just don't look for them. That's the best thing about like developing style. They just come for you. Like for example, my style, like besides coming from anime like Panty and Stalking, Pokemon, Mario, and other artists that I follow, a lot of it is just shortcuts. Like for example, in order to like, not do like curves, like perfect curves, because I really don't want to do them, I started going with like jagged lines. So just like doing straight lines and then just like rounding them where they meet. No, programmers don't practice, they just put it together. Well, now you have to practice as an artist, and then all the things that you learned, put them together so that you can learn and do better. Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Yeah, but you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Where's a good teacher? Thank you. I'm good if I have AC and I can speak English. Problem is when I speak Spanish, like teaching Spanish though, because there's so many words that I don't know how to say in Spanish, so I kind of gravitate more towards English. But I'm definitely not gonna be a teacher in the US of A. Or you can make courses for $5. I could. Like I would say like more advanced courses I would charge, but then or I would do this after dealing with the whole VTuber thing. Because I feel like once I have my VTuber, I feel like I can do anything. But my way of thinking is that because I would not want to gatekeep stuff. That quote will probably bite me in the ass in the future. But I would like to do like a Patreon where like I can just put stuff early over there, and then later on I can just post it on YouTube. But there could be like specific stuff that I can just like just put exclusively on the Patreon or a Ko-Fi or whatever. Still figuring that out. I realize I can't teach. I'm more of a I'll do it myself type of person when I know how to do it. Yeah, it's more so like depending on like, public speaking and just, however you feel comfortable. But I feel like once you master something, that's when, and once you master a skill and then master the skill of public speaking and talking to people and trying to teach it, that's when I feel like you're ready to teach. Because teaching is a whole other monster, and I've learned that in the job. So, but if people really need to know something, I'll be a good teacher by heart. Exactly. Like something like this, like streaming, is a nice way to teach people because you're literally just doing a conversation. You're literally just having a chill conversation with somebody and just teaching them. It's all there that is. Do you think making a project counts as practicing? Uh, yeah, it's practicing because you're reusing skills that you've learned, and you're also learning new skills with every other project. Um, that's why I kind of that's like a thing with me though, because like I normally do a lot of different things, like a lot of different projects, and end up like not having a consistent style or something like that. But I've seen other artists and the way that they just go like crazy and do multimedia stuff, like other 3D artists, and they had different styles and different like media. So there comes some time when I'm just like I'm just doing whatever, and I'm having fun, just experimenting. Like sure, I'm not consistent. I don't look consistent like other artists, but I'm just having fun. Here, I'll do that. This isn't gonna be a job for me, just a hobby maybe. So I'll learn it my way. Yeah, yeah. Like it'll start as a hobby, and then eventually, you'll get better. Like there's one. Let me see. There is a VTuber that I follow, and they were live today. Let me see what I can find. So what they did, so what happened to them is that they used to work as like a coder, and then they started learning art, and thanks to their coding skills, and then later on art skills, they even made like a VTuber, and now they're starting a YouTube channel, and they're growing really fast, and I can't find them. I don't want to profit from this unless I put in a game. I'm looking. Yeah, well, yeah, like same with them. Like they could make a game. Just trying to see. The problem with Twitch is that they make it all black and white. Okay, let me see the main one. See if they left the VOD behind. Let me see. Following videos. Do they not leave VODs behind? I'm saying it like, do they not leave shit behind? Okay, Peacat. Just do that. I'm just gonna do shout out and Peacat. Okay, that's the person. So they mentioned that they worked for coding, for like coding companies or something, and then they started learning art, and they ended up combining it, and yeah. And the big thing is, there's a lot of money in education, like online education. Like you can really go in and start showing people how to do stuff, and there's people that will want to do it. Aaron Blaze is another one. He has a lot of tutorials on how to draw animals, how to animate a lot of animals. So that's another resource that you can try. Also, thankfully, I managed to figure out how to like record. Because I think what I might have to do, though, unfortunately, is I just have to like take the YouTube video VODs, just put them in the final video, because uh, it won't look pretty, but at least it's something. Because I can't figure out how to like record uh, automatically, like like the window here. I'll figure out that later. I'm so dumb. Okay. Flat. Blue. Go. Ah. I'll just duplicate. Grab a folder here. That. Hold up, I'm watching one of their videos. Yeah, sure. Hey, look, it's the boomerang logo. Beep. I did a backflip. Times it. Okay. I think did a pretty good job on the hair. I'm still gonna tweak some things here and there, but mostly it looks good. All I have to do is like later add like the two floaty hairs, which they are gonna like fly like that. So, because I want that to happen. I just realized something about self. What? Myself or yourself? I think I hate learning. Everybody hates learning. But eventually, learning will end up like giving you the thing that you will love, which is the final result. Okay. Who to raid? Raid. Oh, that's a lot. I'm not gonna raid that person. It's a lot of viewers. No. Results equal more process for me. But the process is fun. The process is fun. If you can, that's the thing. Like, eventually, when you know a lot of the basics, you will find shortcuts in your way that'll make the process way more fun, way more easier to do. And then eventually, you will have a style. But just don't think about style. Just have fun with it. Because if you don't have fun, then what's the point? What's the point? There's somebody scoping. Okay. ZBrushing. Fuck it. I'll just look for real quick. Oh. Yeah, I don't know who to raid. Results are just better. Showing off is great. You should do it more often. Sure, if you say so. I'm not a big fan of showing off, but oh well. Okay, I'm just gonna raid this lookalike. It looks very similar to what I'm doing, but I'm not copying. Trust me, I'm not copying him. Okay, or them. Do you see the area with all your tools on the right side? You can make that into an overlay that shows your other stuff. Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah. I'm planning it out. I'm planning out the overlay, future overlay, to see what fits, because I do want to have as much of the, you know, art window, like, you know, visible. So if I need to do a tutorial or anything, I can just show people. Thanks for all the help, by the way. Yeah, sure. Okay, we're gonna raid bots and magic. Again, did not copy their style, their design. It's a big coincidence. Everybody's like a horned, hoodie wearing gremlin. For inspiring to challenge you in the future, we're gonna have an art fight. Yeah, sure. Art fight. Let's go. Okay, we're gonna raid Watson Magic. So stay tuned. But thank you everybody for coming to the stream. Really appreciate it. It was a really informative stream. So stay tuned for Wednesday, where we're gonna continue with this guy. So thank you so much, and see you over there. Bye bye.
Robot character.